Hello, boys! And we're live for another edition of the MMA Analysis Podcast. Even Lance showed up today.
Fuck Russia.
He's not happy.
Russia's just not a good place.
No. Poisoning opposition leaders, shitty, boring fighters.
Oh, the worst fighters.
Yeah, terrible fighters.
You should be careful.
They should be careful.
Yeah, well, they are. We got the two Canadians. Wes probably heard it. Like, I think Wes got carpal tunnel after Jamal Murray's performance last night.
I got a pretty bad blister I made it. Look at that blister I got today. See that?
You were
helping Wes out.
You're part of Big Blue Nation too.
It was, digging out of the thick stuff today in the course.
Like I said, Big Blue Nation. But we're back. This is good. I think this is yeah. We're back. I think our consensus didn't happen. Did Munich happen? Nothing happened last week, right? Because all the fights got canceled, right?
Nothing happened, but Sean and I won a shitload of bets on women's fights.
Oh, shit. Lance was talking shit.
You're still a deuce for doing that. I mean,
man, you fucking hate regardless, man. We hit like plus 400s and plus 220s, 250s.
Two
Lance
plus.
is just bitter that his football team didn't look so hot.
that's fine. It's a long season.
Mine didn't either.
Well,
Dude,
we were down to our
Neither did yours.
Lions.
None of them did. They all sucked.
we were down to our fourth and fifth receivers, and then our best player got hurt. So it was not a good,
heard you
good
signed
day for
one.
the old offense.
You signed a receiver, right? Rutgers grad.
Sanu, yeah.
Oh.
Well, we were missing our number one and number two receiver and the best tight end in the league all at the same time. So it's pretty solid.
I don't even know what you're talking
At
about.
least you got a quarterback, a competent one.
We've got a running back that we drafted highly who can't catch a pass that hits him in the numbers.
I mean, it wouldn't be an NFL season if there wasn't a Detroit Lions meltdown. And what better way and what better time to have it than week one? Might as well set the tone early.
Exactly. If they're going to take away all of the hope, do it in week one. Don't do it in like week 9.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's fine. It's par for the course.
Yeah.
But we got MMA. I heard Connor got arrested, right? Is that news from this week? I think
It was
so.
bullshit.
Is
or
it?
whatever?
I have no idea. I
He was
don't
just-
care.
He was
He's
just
in Italy, right?
He was just flashing some wang on his boat.
Doing the helicopter.
Oh, it was on a boat. He was helicoptering on his boat. Oh,
Yeah, it was
wow.
just flat. It was just
Oh.
showing everyone what they wanted to
They
see.
said it was sexual assault, unless that
Well,
qualifies as sexual assault in Italy.
I believe it does in
It does in most places.
every country.
Assault?
Yeah.
That's a harsh word for
Jay,
You
I've
get
been
put on
watching
the pedo list if you piss in public in some places.
yeah.
Here too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been watching AMC in the background during work the last couple days, and I have
AMC.
seen the movie channel, American Movie Channel or whatever.
Oh, okay. What were you watching? Mad Men?
No, it's just had like Rocky Marathon, Mission Impossible Marathon, all sorts of stuff. So it's just like
on American
good.
TV.
It's good shit to have on in the background while I'm working. But I've seen a commercial about the Boy Scouts and like sexual, not just discrimination, but sexual abuse lawsuits and stuff
Getting
like that.
payouts.
Like
Lance, were you a Boy Scout?
every commercial break.
Yeah, I think I did a couple of years of Boy Scouts when I was a
You
kid.
might. You
Did any of your troop leaders ever expose themselves to you, Jay?
No.
Did they forcibly penetrate you?
No.
These are things that they mentioned in the commercial.
You do like random
aggressive
things,
commercial.
like you had to make like a I don't know, like kind of your own little car, like a wood car. That's one of the things, like different like physical activities, like learn how to make knots, and I don't know. It's like kind of outdoorsy type of stuff too. With camping, there's different things, and hiking.
Yeah,
You get, like-
and all of it with your pants down for some
Yeah,
reason.
it's weird. That's a weird. I don't know.
The Girl
It's just
Scouts
their
are way
style.
more famous than the Boy Scouts. I mean, all people know in the U.S. about Girl Scouts, they sell cookies every year and people buy them.
True.
They're usually pretty good.
It's
But
true.
Boy Scouts have nothing to offer except pedophilia, apparently. So
Yep.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Fuck.
But yeah, so I guess we'll jump into last week's card. I'm not sure how you want to rate this one, but
I don't remember it.
Shit.
yeah, but it started off with
cashing big dogs.
Yep.
a women's fight. Were you guys all over Justine Kish? I thought somebody was all over the Kish, and I said not a good idea. She's a mook, and
She was winning 2-0, and
like again mook.
Yep.
she's a
Hey,
mook, but I mean
Jay.
at plus 230, plus 250, whatever the fuck it was.
Mook.
The all-world parlay that I gave out was Kish decision, Eubanks decision, Modafferi decision at like 110 to 1 or something like that. And
You were one fight off.
they
You
were
were
like a minute away from cashing that from the
Brutal.
retirement plan.
That was bad.
But
Mazo even
poopy
threw
pants.
that head kick before, and she fucking got clipped by it. Just
Oh, I didn't
moved
actually
out.
watch the fight. I'm just looking at the fact that it ended with a minute left, and I know she was winning.
I
She
blame.
was.
I
It
mean,
was
how do you?
brutal.
I mean, it's Captain Poopy Pants. I mean, you can't. You know,
Mhm.
yeah.
Lance, I'm assuming you didn't watch
Moving
that
on.
amazing fight.
I skipped, I believe, all of the women's fights. I actually did not watch the main event. I
Sad.
put on a television show
Which
because
one?
I could get more entertainment. I don't
What'd you
remember.
watch?
I mean,
Yeah,
that
it's,
was all
it's
right.
probably
I
half a
thought you
sleep.
said you like Hill.
I like her as a person.
Oh, you don't care
Seems
about her
cool.
fight?
No, they're terrible. So all her fights are close, and she whines and she cries, and it's not.
How do you like a whiner? This doesn't seem very much like you.
I think she's funny. I find her hilarious. There's some Twitter
Oh
stuff
yeah,
she does.
she's
Funny.
I guess she
things
is
like
kind of
that.
similar to Lance and how she kind of talks.
Not
and
a fan.
reacts.
Not a fan. We finished the same amount of UFC fights, I believe. So we are similar in that regard.
That's not true.
No,
She's finished-
she finished Hannah Cyphers.
That's right.
So that does
Respect.
not. First of all, that does not count.
That's not a real person.
What
No,
about Ariane Carnellosi?
Ariane Huffington.
That's you just made that up.
Not a clue what that is.
Nope.
Yeah, that's not a
Next fight, Bam Bam Bar Marina. Looks like a clear decision over Anthony Ivy. We
Yep.
like Bam Bam. That's not a
Yeah.
surprise that he beat Ivy.
I thought he was going to get him out of there, but didn't.
It was fun though.
He looked all right coming off neck surgery.
I guess so.
Yeah, what was the
I mean,
surgery for?
at least he's not degraded a bunch since he had.
He
neck
looked
surgery.
better before the neck surgery, if you ask me.
We sold her too.
They need to get him on those good steroids or something.
Oh, is he getting looking tubby?
Yeah, I mean, he's never been ripped, but
No, that's
he
true.
he looked a little extra tub. For
Yeah,
this one.
a couple extra chicken parms out and out in the desert, so understandable. Jalen Turner against Brock Weaver. We talked about Weaver not being a good fighter. Once again, Sub City. He's not going to stick around here, is he?
No.
I don't see it.
I think we're gonna get a good chance to fade Turner in the future because, like, yes, he looked good here, but
So what?
Brock Weaver stood there at range with a guy that had like a 6-inch height and reach advantage and was a better striker than him.
Yeah,
So-
he's fade plant, legitimate fade plant. Very
I
good.
think so.
Yeah.
Very tall fade plant, like a bamboo shoot.
Kind of like corn, right? He's like a corn stalk.
I thought the fade plant when this came up was a guy that was like everyone likes and was supposed to be good in this blah blah blah. He's already lost like a bunch of fights. Like no one thinks he's
And
worth
somehow
shit.
people still think he's good.
Who
People
thinks
think he's a
good?
striker. People are
Who
obsessed
was he
with
matched up before?
strikers.
Who did I bet on him? I forget.
Diego Moises.
Revolt-
That's who I thought.
Moises.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know.
If
I
they
still
fought
like him in
again,
that matchup.
you'd still bet him.
He's
I
not
would.
very good either.
I only bet him small though.
We thought Moises was better than he is too, but that's fine. Alexander Romanov, I did not see this fight. Took out
He was
Roque
great.
Martinez.
This was fun. Yeah.
That was a
That was
Jelly
just
roll.
mean-
I'm going to
That
go
was
to Brad for
just
the analysis here.
meat.
Brad,
That was
who are
so
these
much
guys?
meat slapping around everywhere.
Ooh.
I love and the suplex that Romanov hit. This is the start of the Romanov dynasty, ladies and gentlemen. That's what it is.
He was
You heard
great.
it here first.
They're coming back.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
Russia beware, baby.
He was
Man.
good.
I kind of hope so.
Martinez so bad.
Is Martinez an F?
Yes, I mean I don't know because he got dominated to the point that he couldn't actually show if he was capable of doing anything.
That's fair. So it could be an F minus. Yeah.
We had
Yeah.
some like 10. The first round was what, like a 10-6?
It was that bad?
Yeah.
6?
Oh yeah, I thought it was gonna be stopped about 74 times in that first round. Just a vicious beatdown.
I mean, he
top.
tapped once and it didn't get stopped, so you got to take off at least another point or two for that.
Okay. Let's see.
Mook Roberts.
Going on here. Yeah, Kevin Kroom and Mook Roberts. Roberts is just Roberts doesn't have it, does he?
No.
He's not very good. I mean, this was like the easiest matchup they could possibly give him, and he lost in 30 seconds.
Did he dive into a guillotine?
No, he got dropped.
He got rocked.
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah,
Do you even watch MMA?
No, I didn't see that other card.
I know he got rocked.
We're the worst podcast ever.
We are.
I just moved. Let me be.
We absolutely are.
The host doesn't even watch MMA.
Even though he got rocked, there is
It's the worst card of all time.
No excuse for somebody that's a 6'2" lightweight getting standing guillotined under any circumstances. Just stand up. Just stand up. Oh,
Very bad.
he sucks.
Very, very bad. And this card is very, very bad. And nobody listens to us to know that, we watch the worst card of all time. They just want us to,
Make fun
talk
of it.
about it like it's the worst card of all time. All right. I guess Brad got this one right. Eubanks decision over this chick Avila.
Yeah, I got it right. Let's move on.
Yep.
All right, let's move on. Billy Q. This was easy against Kyle Nelson. KO.
That's my dude. Love
You
watching
love
Billy.
He's
Whatever,
everybody's
Billy
dude.
Q.
Nelson looked all right. It was competitive, but he just
Just
keeps
lesser
coming.
guys would get flattened by that. It's just Billy Q's good.
Billy's awesome.
He's a good fighter.
He can eat a shot. His striking looks way better, and he's just disgusting on the ground. This kid's gonna be good.
He's
He's
very
He
good.
31
is
years old, which
he's
is
probably going to win a lot of well-priced live bets because I
He's
can see him
3-0.
losing a bunch of round ones and then coming back to win fights.
He's 3-0.
Especially if guys fight aggressive against him.
Yep.
Because they'll gas. Because he's got a good pace. He's got.
Yep, he doesn't
He's
gas
good,
at all.
man.
Good
Yeah,
pace,
good.
good chin.
There was
what you
5
want.
There was 5 subs on that card. That just means there's a lot of women's fights, I guess.
None of the sub. Oh, only one.
Oh, there's only
one
one.
game in the.
There's only
women's
one of
fights.
the 4.
How many headed arm chokes though? Headed arm throws.
I don't know. I would have actually had to watch them.
Yeah,
I
I'll assume at least 7.
I didn't
enough
pay that.
enough to win some money.
Yep.
Bobby Green. This was easy against Alan Patrick. I mean,
Yep.
the line was priced nowhere near high enough. Like people get a little scared of the price, but there's nothing to be scared of here. Could have made this guy minus 500. Alan Patrick is dead weight.
Patrick actually looked better than I expected. I thought he would come out. Yeah, I thought he would come out and go for that like early takedown flurry and then just gas and quit. But he kept going. He showed me more than I expected.
Nowhere near good enough.
No, not good, but I expected him to gas and quit, and he didn't do that.
I think these lines on Bobby Green have like a fuck up factor in, and I think it's too big. I think he's, for the most part, kind of turned maybe a corner. But so I think he's priced a little bit lower than he should be. He seems to be doing all right. You obviously got to look at who he's doing it against, but he's looked impressive the last couple fights.
That's true. I think Bobby Green maybe have turned a corner somehow. I don't know what's going on with Brad and his hair, but that's something. All right, our boy Ed Herman, Kimura against Slow Mike.
You mean TKO for Rodriguez?
Yeah, that was so bad.
That was atrocious. Chris
that was
Ione
bad as it
back-to-back weeks with just fucking huge fuck-ups. Luckily, last week it didn't matter because Pereira was going to win anywhere, but just sees a nut shot that didn't even happen, and it finished the fight and gave Herman 5 minutes to recover. So which he was getting gassed by the time that Rodriguez was putting it on him. That was just
Hot Rod
terrible
Mike's a
wrestling.
move, man. Slow Mike against Slow Ed.
I mean,
Mike should have won that fight
he won the
30-26 until he fucked up.
Well, he fucked up. That's what happened.
he should have won the fight by TKO.
Yeah.
Is what should have
And then
happened.
30-26.
The fighter that somehow continues to win as an underdog consistently, I feel. Roxanne Modafferi.
Fucking right.
Decision win again. Another deep dog win. She's got
Terrible
more
fight.
deep dog wins than almost anyone in MMA, I feel.
You got to feel for the Nazi.
Not at all.
You got to feel for her.
Nope.
Tough day. Tough day.
Yeah.
First, they made her wear a mask, and then she loses a fight to some nerd.
He's
Did you see that? She
some
was complaining
liberal
about
nerd.
wearing a mask. The day before at the weigh-in, she was complaining that she had to wear a mask at the weigh-in.
Why?
everybody's
Is it too
tested.
hot? It's too hot.
No, she
Ridiculous.
just never.
Yep.
They were out of Nazi masks.
We saw this fight
That's
once
why-
before,
Yeah,
and
the exact same thing happened.
yeah, we saw it again. And
Modifier was
whatever.
plus 400 by decision.
The Nazi chick, she's the exact same fighter she's always been. So if she faces somebody that can grapple, she's gonna lose.
Easy peasy.
The Ottoman, the Empire beat Kama Allworthy. Yeah.
Yeah.
We like the Turk.
Yep. Nice little round one on this was another plus 450 for me on this one. So I'll take that.
There you go.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
like that.
I think both these guys are fades. Zaytar is not good. He's just fights guys that he can knock out, which I mean, I guess can go a little
Lance,
ways. In that division.
one of our listeners, Hyper Blue, is asking to see your forearms.
You got to pay for that.
No shit.
Apparently, you got to go to
$9.99.
You got to go to Lance's OnlyFans page for access to the arms.
Yeah, I started the page up.
Yeah, that's understandable.
I think the forearms are a little tired from golf. They were really getting a good workout today.
A little weak. I mean, you got to have different versions. Sleeves on, sleeves off. Different types of shirts. You got to give people different looks. Main
White
event.
Sox.
Did somebody say sleeves off?
Oh.
Oh, wait, you
Don't
got
go broke, Brad. Don't go broke.
You got to go elsewhere for that kind of content. Okay.
Before we move on to the main event, can we talk about
Oh,
Can we talk about
show? Wow. Excuse
bro
me.
hugs paying
That's
for resorting to transcribing
Yes,
interviews?
I saw that. Yeah, he's that's full-time job. He listens to people that actual good, talented people do interviews, transcribes them, and then booms it.
Sounds like there's like
Boom.
I mean, I could be wrong. But you could get some software that can just transcribe things for you.
Yeah, Microsoft Teams.
Yeah, but that
does
costs more than paying bro hugs $2 an hour.
He's probably got really fat, like tiny, like disgusting fingers. Where I bet he hits multiple keys at the same time.
Oh, it's taking him a while to bang that shit out.
Like
Well,
I bet
it's
one
tough
of his
too, because
fingers
he-
is the
he
same
thinks
width as
his-
two of mine.
He thinks his left hand is his right hand, so he's typing on the wrong side of the keyboard and stuff. It's
But does he still have that thing where there's like no hair, like here?
and the two caterpillars.
So it's like he took a razor and just started like going on the sides. Is that still the thing?
Yes.
It's
Okay.
one in the pink, one in the stink, okay, for him. So
You have the worst jokes, Jay. So
That's
bad. They don't make any sense.
Yeah.
Isn't it supposed to be? Isn't it supposed to be two in the pink?
It's 1 and 1 for him.
I don't get it.
You don't need to worry about it.
Fuck's sakes.
All right, Waterson wins against Angela Hill. I know some people
Waterson?
didn't like that decision.
Sure.
Who
It
didn't
was
like
coin
it?
flip.
I didn't
It was
watch
fine.
it,
Yeah.
but I thought everyone on Twitter I saw afterwards, everyone said this was a coin flip, and then Angela Hill cried, and then
And then Claudia Gadella made fun of her
That
for
was
crying
great.
again.
That's
that,
great.
that was awesome.
she
Back
literally
off.
whines and cries. And Sean, you can say what you want about that article, like you read a women's MMA article, hilarious. But when she makes a comment, yeah, maybe I'll just hug people or hump people on the ground. That's how I'll win. That's whining.
Take bitches down is what she said.
She said hug. or
Maybe
hump
she
people.
Hug and take
people-
bitches down.
Yeah, hug and take bitches. That is whining, Sean.
Maybe
That
she
is
should do
whining.
that to win fights. And she
But
That's
can
what
win
she was
fights.
saying. She needs
No,
to
she was saying,
wrestle
"Oh, I
more.
guess I'll just
But she can't wrestle.
hug people on the ground."
I mean, she doesn't try to wrestle.
Isn't Lance whining
She
right
can't
now,
wrestle.
though?
Yeah. Lance is whining
I'm whining about
MMA,
whining.
which is worse than just fucking whining.
No, I don't. I love bad MMA, and if I don't want to watch a fight, I won't watch it. Simple. I
Oh,
watch
it's-
99%. Women's fights are tough. It was already
So
late.
you're watching only 80% of UFC fights. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
I watched most women's fights, but at that point there was nothing. It's hard for me to watch a women's fight when it's the main event because I watched all the undercard fights of the women's fights. The only fight I didn't really watch at all was the main event because I was like, there's nothing after that. I'll watch a really shitty women's MMA fight if I know the next fight I want to watch. But if it's the main event, I hope there's more women's main events. It was great. I got to finish early. I was done. I would put a TV show on. I put my feet up.
Finish early.
I just remember the show.
Yeah, well, I had the earlier fights. And
Right.
I had the
You got it done.
You know.
Onto the pay-per-view worthy fight card this weekend.
God, who said that? I saw that. Oh,
All right, you know what? I understand there's some old guys on here or whatever, and maybe it shouldn't be a pay-per-view, but versus what we've been watching lately, this card fucking rocks.
Yes.
Card's tremendous.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
And I never said it was a bad card. Never said anything about the quality of the card, except for the fact that people were like, "Oh man, this is a fight night.
I should be paying for this."
I guess I don't think it should have been a pay-per-view, though. This could have been a pay-per-view and it'd be better than some pay-per-views we've had recently. Let's be real.
That's not the point.
That's not the point.
I think the weird part to me is that this is an ESPN Plus card versus an ESPN card. This seems more like an ESPN type card.
The fuck does ESPN got going on Saturday night?
What do you think?
College
basketball?
College football? You ever heard of her?
No.
I just assumed everybody got COVID and they aren't playing.
Well,
But
if
I
you
assume
talk about
that
maybe the
no
NBA?
Americans went to college. So the fact that you guys claim that there's college football.
well, they don't go to class. They're just at colleges. Did
Yeah,
you
they're
guys-
at
No,
it.
no,
Hanging out
I'm
at
not-
it.
I'm not talking about the athletes. I'm just talking about Americans in general.
Ah.
Because, look at your country.
Did you guys see the interview with Coach O yesterday?
Yeah, most of them got COVID.
Oh, man,
I'm not concerned about their health.
yeah.
I just hope they don't miss any
Go Tago.
games.
We got to go to the field. Go Tago.
Yeah, that
Like-
weird accent is. Yeah,
Go Tago.
good.
everybody got COVID.
Oh, Andrew's in the chat.
I'm just worried about getting on the field. Go Tigers.
Go to
Former host of the MMA Analysis podcast, Andrew Nixon's in the chat tonight. That's
He's got
yeah.
jokes. He's
Very
got
nice.
jokes.
There he is.
he's out of his mind if he thinks that. But yeah,
No, he promised it. But anyways, the point is that the UFC has done such a great job of diluting their product that people are like, "Oh man, what a great card this is!
this might actually.
we should pay for this shit."
That might actually be good
Fuck.
business, Brad. That they've dumbed down MMA so much that they can sell like
Anything.
They can sell crap.
Absolute shit.
But this card's great for a free card. It's a great card. Tremendous.
It's a really good fight.
It's great.
card.
It is.
Fine.
Very good fight night card. And
It's great.
would normally be on big ESPN.
I mean,
That's-
my boy
I'm
Kevin
not
Holland's
paying for
kicking off the main card. We got Johnny Walker. We got that stupid Russian fuck. We got
Wow.
Cowboy versus Nico. Covington
Lance-
versus Woodley. That's
Lance-
a good fucking
Lance,
free
it's,
card.
it's only we still have a couple days to go before fight day.
Lance
We
is
know how
having
things are
withdrawals from a good fucking fight card after
We
these
haven't had a
last
good
couple.
card. We haven't. All right, the last 3 or 4
in
are
at least
so
a
bad.
Pay-per-view. That's the last good one.
This is the first good card they've had in like what, a month?
Yes, it's the pay-per-view.
I mean,
Yeah.
so long. Like I'm
Was-
looking through these cards, so bad. Like
Also, just before we get into breaking down the card, we need to say that there's no such thing as a Tyron Woodley revenge or grudge match because you actually have to, be angry and throw punches for it to qualify.
well, if there's never a time he's going to be angry and use aggression, I would assume it would be this fight, but he's still not going to do it.
no,
Yeah, except
absolutely.
Colby's not talking shit like at all of this fight card, so he's not trying to make him angry.
He's
He's trying
campaigning.
to lull him to sleep.
He's campaigning. He's been
He's on
making.
the campaign trail.
Yeah.
He's doing all his remotes. He's
Yeah.
talking politics, making appearances. What's Tyron doing? Is he
He's
doing
making
rap
is he doing
albums, baby.
Is he doing rap
He's not-
albums still?
He's not punching anyone.
Nope.
Oh, maybe verbally in his rap song.
This card has 14 fights on it.
Well, yeah, because it's going
For now.
to be 11 by the end of the week.
We should
Bingo.
probably-
Over under is 2.5.
We should probably start breaking this down.
Oh, geez, what happened? Oh, yeah, Bektic isn't on there anymore.
Yeah, that was already canceled. Yeah, it was
Oh,
supposed
we're
to
down
be
to.
15.
There's
It was
gonna be
No,
supposed to be 15, and now it's
It
14.
was supposed to be 15. It's down to 14.
So, 11 still
And
talk.
unless, I mean, fuck that Romanov fight. Didn't that just get approved like right at the last second last week? You never
Yeah,
know. They
I
might,
didn't
they
even know
might
the-
find Bektic a fucking.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that
somebody,
Romanov
Hart.
fight was happening until the 3 hours before. I was like, "Where'd this fight come from?"
We didn't even
Like-
fucking preview it. It wasn't even on any of the cards.
No, not at all.
All right, let's do the damn thing.
Yes, sir.
All right, we got. Let's see. We got our first fight is Tyson Nams on the opener, taking
I
on
don't
one of the two Riveras on this card. I
Is that
think
the opener?
Yep.
yeah, supposedly.
What a
against
card! This should be a pay-per-view.
Jerome Rivera, not Irwin, who's fighting later, but this is a Jerome Rivera.
Who?
Ooh.
Yeah, exactly. Who? Brad
I
knows.
said, no, I said
I know him very well. I'm gonna break this fight down. It's gonna blow your mind.
Oh shit.
All
Why
right,
don't you
well-
start us off then, Lance?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That is. First of all,
Nope.
that is not how.
Talking all this shit.
You
Let's
talk
go.
a big game. Let's hear
No,
it.
that I go last. That's just how it goes. It's how this works. There's no point to break things.
So you can
that-
figure out who the fuck they are as we break them down.
I have a wager.
you
I have a
say-
wager on this fight.
Oh shit.
Oh,
I have a wager on this fight.
All right,
Ooh.
I guess you can. I guess go.
I think we were all trying to fade Nam last week. I don't know enough about Jerome Rivera. I know he's been on Contender Series, but I really can't remember him. He fought for LFA. He only lost to decent guys, so he's probably all right. He's a sub guy. I don't know if he's going to be able to sub Tyson Nam, but I'll pick him to win.
Okay, Brad.
yeah. Rivera's all right. He was on in LFA a few times before he went on Contender Series. He lost to like actual sub guys that he faced, like Roberto Sanchez and Royval. Although I
He
think,
broke his arm versus Ravel.
yeah, that was can't really do anything there. But he probably would have got subbed in that fight.
Totally, that kid's badass.
yeah. I just Tyson Nam has been around for a long time, and not a lot of guys have been able to sub him. I don't think that Jerome Rivera is going to be the type of guy that's going to be able to get a sub on him. Maybe he can do enough to get some takedowns and win enough rounds, but I really think he's going to have to overcome peaking twice in a short period of time. But I think Tyson Nam can get it done here.
All right, Lance. What's your bet on this fight? Now I'm curious.
Not Brad's bet.
I didn't bet anything.
Not your
Yeah.
pick. I like Jerome Rivera here.
Oh, shit.
Ooh.
This is
Tyson
not
Nam-
an LF fade, apparently.
Tyson Nam sucks. He's super fucking old. He knocks out maybe one of the biggest trash cans I've ever seen. This dude finally gets into the UFC. He's lost like 1,000 fights. He's not very good. He loses 2 fights, somehow gets a 3rd fight, knocks out some trash can. And I don't know if Rivera is going to be able to sub Tyson Nam, but I do think he's going to be able to get him down to the ground, and I do think he's going to be able to control this fight. I think his hands are good enough. He's never been knocked out. His chin's fine, and I think he's going to be able to work on takedowns. And Tyson Nam is just not very good, and I think he's going to run out of gas first. And I like Rivera here. I think he's the more complete fighter. I think his ground game is better, his wrestling's better, his jiu-jitsu is better, and I like Rivera. And I think at plus 150, it's worth taking a stab. And not a Tyson Nam guy. If he's fighting a dumpster fire who's going to stand right in front of him, yeah, he can get that result because Nam is either knock you out if you stand right in front of him, or usually loses. And Rivera's not going to stand right in front of him. Good? Was that good, Sean?
I'll take it.
Let's bet it.
That was longer than I was expecting.
Great.
I got Nam a D plus.
Got to
No,
start off hot.
no
Great
official grade
breakdown.
on Rivera. I'm kind of leaning towards Rivera as well. Like, Lance,
Change my bet. I like Nam by knockout.
I'm just gonna,
Nam is just too powerful
I'm just
for
gonna
him.
go with Lance's picks tonight because that's the smart thing to do.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he's
no,
hot.
please. I don't do
Florida
that.
freezer.
I
The
want to do it.
Florida
I want to do it. I
freezer,
want
baby.
to do it on principle now.
Cooler.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Rivera because Lance said so. Let's move on.
Fuck.
Let's move on to the next fight.
Oh, God. Listen.
All right, Andre Ewell taking on something called Erwin Rivera.
Skip the fight, Jay.
All right, let me go back.
No,
Oh,
Andre
geez.
Ewell's a good fighter. He
Oh,
did
wait a
things
second.
once.
Canadian pound for pound number 12.
Who's
TJ
that?
Laramie taking on Derek Minner.
Yeah,
Pound
That
for
rings a
pound.
bell.
One of the Laramie bros.
the Minner's daughter.
Ooh, that's very good. All right, Newson, tell me a little bit about Canada here. Which is he the better brother? I guess he is.
He is.
Yeah. He looked pretty good on Contender Series. I think you might be getting a little bit of the too
He
much.
looked good on Contender Series. Derek Minner.
No,
No.
Laramie,
Oh.
dumb.
Oh,
Come on.
I was like, dude got crushed by Herbert Burns.
That's bad. And that's kind of like I Minner is not good. I just don't know about minus 300 on Laramie. I think he might be getting the Great White Canadian Hope push, and it might be a little too much. I think he wins, but I would not bet him at minus 300.
Is this at minus? Or is this at 155 or 145?
45, I believe.
45.
Is it at 45?
Yeah,
45.
it is.
Well, I know. So Minner's dropping down.
You're not talking right now.
Laramie better hope it's at 45.
Brad, you're up.
Well, that's why I was worried.
Not that
Yeah.
Go on mute land, Brad.
Baby Shirk here. He's in a good position. Minner is the type of guy that's basically the same sort of matchup as Laramie's Contender Series matchup, Swain, where he's willing to get taken down and play off his back and look for subs and all that sort of stuff. And Laramie's going to be more than content to take him down and land a bunch of ground and pounds. And I think this probably ends up going to a decision for Laramie, but wouldn't be shocked if there is like a second or third round ground and pound or rear naked choke stoppage.
All right, Lance.
Minner's fought at 45 the last 4 fights.
Has he? I swear. Damn sure, dog. Can't trust her.
Nope.
Can't trust her.
That's why you got to use the tap.
Tapology.
Yes.
Also, we
Upgrade.
already skipped a fight.
No,
we didn't.
you're wrong.
Nope.
No, we didn't.
Are
Yeah,
you
we
talking
did.
about the macchiato man?
Baeza is the opening fight.
No, he's
No, he's
not.
not.
You're wrong.
That's what it says.
He's the
Enough.
prelim headliner.
You didn't prep for the show.
Come on, Lance. He's the prelim headliner.
Yep.
Junkie's usually right on.
No.
Nope.
That's my
Look at
go-to.
You
Not
use it on
anymore.
your
It's been
phone.
the furloughs.
Tapology and sure.
I like Laramie here. I think there is going to be a time soon to possibly fade this kid at a big number. I think the hype is there, but I don't think this is it. I think they like this kid from what I can tell, and I think they gave him a fight that he can take a guy down and beat him up. I think where he's going to struggle is facing a guy he can't take down, where he's kind of forced to stand up and trade, and I just don't think this is the fight. So I think Laramie cruises here.
Him by decision is almost plus 300.
Ooh, it's almost like somebody already bet that.
You moving them lines, Brad?
No, I don't think so.
Not at Russian books, right? All right, I got Minner a D.
I'm not Luca level.
Laramie a D plus. The guys are right here. Minner, it's kind of like Nam that he's fought a ton of times. He's also has a bunch of losses. He's very beatable. Laramie way younger, more dynamic, better wrestler. I agree. I think he's going to be able to take this fight to the ground and get another W. I think you guys are right. They kind of want to push him. The obsession to push all these Canadian guys is just ridiculous to me.
Gotta have it, man.
What's
huge MMA market? Huge market.
What is Laramie by sub?
It's not out. There it might be actually.
It is.
Laramie
This
by
dude's-
sub is plus 785.
This dude has been subbed 8 times. Manor
How
has.
many
8
subs does
times.
Laramie have?
Only a couple, but he's going to be on top facing a guy that apparently just thinks you're supposed to tap out every time someone's on top of you.
Yeah, that's why I added the rear naked choke addendum to my ground and pound victory for him.
Oh, okay. Interesting. All right. Maybe that's an interesting way to look at this one. All right. Andre Ewell taking on the other Rivera, Irwin. Newson, you can't possibly think Irwin wins this fight, can you?
I don't think.
Not good at fighting.
I don't think so. Irwin losing to Giga Chikadze is not a great look, in my opinion.
Has a fighter named Irwin ever won a UFC fight?
This guy,
Yeah.
his last fight, literally
Yeah.
his last fight.
Jay, a month ago, a guy
Didn't he
named
fight the
Irwin
alopecia
won
guy?
a fight.
Remember this
Yeah.
guy?
1 month ago.
Oh, the alopecia.
He fought Ali Alopecia.
Oh, how could I forget?
He's not good though. He's not
No,
good at all.
No.
I mean,
Although I very much enjoyed when he beat that the guy that he beat on Titan, that Danny Sabatello guy.
I don't remember him.
That guy is an incredible douchebag.
Why? What's his deal?
that was for the title.
His nickname is the Italian Gangster.
Oh.
And he plays into every possible stereotype you could think about that.
The Italian gangster.
Oh, you should look at his Sherdog picture.
Oh,
He
look at that.
exudes douchebag.
Yeah. Big douche.
Danny, what's his name? Danny what?
Sabatello.
Ella?
Let's go to Erwin Rivera's record.
Yeah. This is his third last fight.
Anyway. Sean
Yeah. I mean, Andre
Ugh.
Ewell, he doesn't look good really ever. He's beat a ghost. The guys he's lost to are actually decent, so I think he wins here. But no chance. I want to bet him at like -200.
Yeah, no need to spend any more time breaking that down. All right, Brad.
You guys know me. I'm a big Erwin Rivera shyster guy. Day one IRS for me.
Nice.
But yeah, I don't think he's gonna win this fight. Ewell should be able to control it on the feet, and if there's gonna be takedowns to be had at any point in this, he should be the one getting the takedowns. He's got a decent little sub game with front headlocks and stuff like that. I don't see him hitting anything like that on Rivera, but I think he probably takes a decision here.
All right, Lance is somewhere walking.
I think I had way too many golf beers.
No, that's not a thing.
Water.
That's not a thing.
Those old sunshine running around the course beers, a little tough. Yeah, I'm not betting this. I do think Andre Ewell wins. This dude never looks good. He doesn't look good in victory. He doesn't look good in defeat. He doesn't look good when he dominates. He just doesn't look. When he wins, I go,
He never looks
every
awful.
fight.
He just looks. You're right. He always looks.
Nothing. Like even when he wins fights, I'm just kind of like, okay.
You always,
What
think
happened?
you always think he's going to do better than he does, and he never is. You're right. He's just meh.
Well, I think it's because like most good fighters and most guys in the UFC are like they're really good at something, right? Like really good power, really good subs, really good wrestling, really good cardio, whatever it is. He's okay at
A lot of
everything. He's okay at everything. He's not. I forgot about him. Like I look at this every time I break down a guy like him. I look it up and I go, oh, when did he fight last? And I'll pull it up, and sometimes it'll be like a month ago. No recollection. And I love guys where it's like I've seen him fight like 8 times, and I can't think of a single moment of all 8 fights where something cool happened. I don't know.
Yeah, he's had 5 fights in the UFC, and he has a winning record in the UFC.
Yeah. He beat Henan Barrow. Sort of.
He has-
That doesn't count.
Ghost.
He has
No,
3.
no.
He has 3 UFC wins in 5 fights, 2 split decisions, and beat something called Anderson Dos Santos, and then he got knocked out and subbed. I mean, quite the resume there for my boy.
So he's going to win a decision here, is what you're saying.
Well, I mean, he's been win 1, loss 1, win 1, loss 1. So what I could tell is he's already been subbed and knocked out, and I think the sub was first, so I think he'll be knocked out this time.
Oh, I thought you were going to say he's going to have a DQ loss.
He beat Jonathan Martinez, and that guy seems pretty okay.
Does he?
Yeah, he beat
I think that the most likely scenario in this fight is that Ewell misses weight, and in classic IRS fashion, he gets 20% of his purse.
Oh, there you go. That was
Yeah,
good. Nice work, Brad.
slick little joke there.
Andre Ewell, D+, Rivera, a D. Man, I'm not a believer in Rivera, but again, Ewell, Lance nailed it. He's meh, and when you're meh, it's hard to you can't really put your money on a favorite of that magnitude who's just met and really has no way to finish fights. Like I could see, I mean, he's going to win by decision. I think pretty sure. But who? No, not better chances on this card. Let's move on. Randy Costa taking on Journey Newsom. This should be entertaining, I think. Newsom?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be fun. Both these guys are throw the hands pretty decently. I'm a bit surprised by this line. I thought it'd be a little bit closer. Costa a slight favorite. He's bigger. He's longer. Throws way more volume. I know he lost to Brandon Davis, which is not a great thing. But I just don't think Newson's that good. And plus, Chicklets is on him, so I'm definitely leaning to Randy Costa. I haven't bet him yet, but I might just put a small play on him.
So did Pilarte knock out Newsom? Or did Newsom knock out Pilarte?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I don't remember that at all.
He did.
It didn't happen. It
didn't happen because the weed, man.
He won, right? But the no contest due to the weed.
Yeah, it wasn't. I knew it was a no contest, and it said knockout round 1, but I didn't know.
According to
who won.
Tapology, it was the 16th best MMA knockout of 2020.
Don't remember.
How could that be when it didn't happen?
They graded, I guess.
Nope.
Pilarte is
pretty
god awful.
Yep.
Yes. Am I supposed to talk about this one?
That's you, Bradley.
Yeah,
I mean, if you want.
I don't really care. Like, you really don't know anything about Costa at this point, except that if he doesn't get somebody out of there immediately, then he can get subbed. And Newsom has a couple late subs in his records, and he's also been gotten out of there by Benito Lopez in 3 minutes. So, like, I don't know how you can have any confidence in anything on this fight, because either Costa is going to get him out of there early or Newsom's going to survive and probably sub him.
Mr. TSN Aaron is asking if there's any side bets for this one.
Saeed.
On the side.
A Saeed bet.
A Saeed bet.
Oh, a Saeed bet.
Yeah, Saeed bet.
Not on this particular fight.
Aaron's basically a celebrity.
Yeah. I think so. He's bigger than Helwani, at least in some parts of Canada.
He's more respected.
He's definitely more respected.
Helwani's not even in Canada.
Doesn't change his team's, his team preference.
I thought Ariel was now an NBA guy.
Reporter.
He's a
sideline guy.
Big day one Nuggets fan. Huge Nuggets fan.
Well, no, Nuggets are in his top 4, yes.
Yeah.
But he has a hard time picking between the Nuggets, the Lakers, the Heat, or the Celtics. So those are his top 4. So it's kind of a win-win-win-win-win.
And when the season starts on opening night, he'll say he's a Knicks fan, and then they'll go back
until they get
that lasts
stomped.
at least a couple hours.
Yeah, a couple hours. Yeah, until they lose 2 hours.
Until Kevin Knox gets his first minutes of the season.
Oh,
Jesus!
Hashtag BBN.
I wish Wes was here.
Yep.
Where were we?
Randy Costa.
Good looking fella.
He's a good looking fella. He's got the muscles on him. He's my kind of fella. He's this little compact ball of muscle with giant power and very little skill elsewhere. But with
a hog analysis.
Yeah, but with that, I think the most likely outcome is a Costa knockout early in the fight. I think he can catch him. And getting knocked out from Benito Lopez is no small feat. You really have to. That guy is about as thick as this pen.
It's a long time ago. Just 4 years.
That's not that. Your chin only gets worse. And Costa hits really fucking hard. He's a Mack truck. I do think. The thing with Brandon Davis, he's not good at all, obviously, but he's tough and he can take those big shots and he can weather the storm. And then he ended up getting that sub. But I don't know if Newsom's that guy. So I've been thinking about betting Costa knockouts plus 300. I think if you are going to play this, you might as well play the knockout at plus 300 versus the money line plus 120. I don't see him winning a decision. So yeah, no bet at this point, but I'm gonna see what happens.
Lance, round 1 plus 475.
Do you think that's better than knockout?
Absolutely.
Only
I think I'd go with the knockout because he's going to knock him out either way, and you're not getting that much value versus round 1 versus 2.
He's only going to knock him out in round 1.
You could get a second round.
Do we want to make a Saeed bet on it?
A Saeed bet?
Here we go. It's gonna be like West Side Story. West Side Story. Yeah. I got both these guys at D+. I think this is one of the harder fights to pick on the card. I mean, I kind of think Journey is a more skilled fighter than Costa, but I think Costa's got. I think he's got a better gas tank.
He's jacked.
Yeah, this is interesting. I'm gonna just side with Newson, but I really have no dog in this fight. Again, I said one of the hardest fights to pick on the card, so I'm just gonna move on. Let's see.
He's a Journey man.
We got. I guess Lance is taking a break here. We got Alpar taking on Jessie Rose Clark, who looks like she's done a transformation. Newson?
What kind of transformation?
I think a positive one. Newson, what do you think?
pass. Nothing. I got nothing on this. I'll pick the dog. I don't care. This is going to be bad, and it's going to be bad for probably 20 or 15 full minutes. So that's all I got.
Brad, you got nothing?
Yeah, I have no idea who Alpar is. Alpaca?
Sarah
Sarah Alpaca?
She looks like Roxanne Modafferi's younger sister.
Sure. Don't know who she is. No clue. And the other one, the Australian chick, is one of those ones that the MMA virgins think is hot. So there's that.
Let me look at that.
I don't get
yeah,
that.
she looks better with the long hair. But
Don't look at her shirt dog pitch.
she's certainly been at the gym and certainly looks to be in the best shape of her actual career.
Oh.
Oh.
But Sarah Alpar has losses to Karina Dam, and she has a win and a loss to Heather Clark, and beat Shayna Young. Yuck! I'm going to take Rose Clark again. Better shape, looks to be actually focused. I know Lance has no opinion.
Wrap that shit up, B.
Wrap that shit up.
What's Lance doing?
No, it's what we need you to do. We need to get past this fight and get this shit
yeah,
rolling.
Dave. The YouTube guy's fighting. Dave Dobrik taking on Jordan Espinosa. Oh, I know who I'm picking. All right, Newson.
I would probably bet Espinosa if I
Lance is bored again. Okay, cool.
if I could remember who Dvořák is. He fought supposedly in March. It was the last card before COVID.
It was the card where Dobronx killed a dude.
Yeah,
That's all I
I
remember.
remember from that card, because that's the only thing you need to remember from that card.
Gilbert Burns too, because he did bad things to Maya.
Oh yeah.
gee, that was very nice. Yeah. So I guess a couple things on that card. Espinosa has looked decent. He throws high volume. I'm picking him. I haven't bet him yet. I'll have to do some tape study on David Dvořák to decide.
All right, Brad.
Yeah, Espinosa, he can get finished by guys that are sort of top 10, maybe top 15 at flyweight, guys that are really good sub artists or are really good finishers. I don't think that is David Dvořák or whatever Gen Z joke that Jay made about YouTube that went completely over my head.
Yeah, you're too old.
Yeah, I don't know. Not my thing. Either way, he sort of lucked out in facing a Brazilian that had no gas tank in that Brasilia card. Lost the first round and then was able to still get taken down every other round, but get some reversals and stuff like that. I just think that Espinosa is going to be able to get takedowns here. You know, he was just went 15 minutes with Mark De La Rosa, who's a pretty good sub artist himself. So I think he's going to be able to stay out of trouble in this one. If he does end up on his back, maybe there's a little bit of a risk of a sub, but I really don't think this Dvořák guy is any good. He's got one of those really inflated European records, and now he's actually facing a real fighter. So Espinosa, I got him a little bit at even money earlier in the week and took a little bit more at -110.
All right, Lance. I think I know what side you're on.
Yeah, I like Espinosa here. I think he's just a better overall fighter. I think his wrestling is going to be the difference here. I think on the feet, he's fine. I think he'd be okay on the feet. His hands look to be improving. And I think, when you look at the De La Rosa fight, he was able to survive in that fight on the ground. And I think De La Rosa is probably a way better jiu-jitsu guy than what's-his-face, Dvořák. And I like Espinosa here. I think he can get takedowns. I think he can win on his strikes. And this is actually it. This is the Munich play of the week. Munich. So, yeah, Jordan Espinosa is -110, Munich play of the week.
I got both these guys at C-. It's not that tricky. I mean, I think Espinosa's a little bit better. I think he's a better athlete. Certainly going to play a big part here. And Espinosa's usually like the smaller guy in his fights, but he actually has a 1 or 2 inch height advantage and a couple inch reach advantage here. So that should also play a factor here as well. Mentally, I'm not sure he's a really good IQ fighter, so I'd be hesitant to go big on this one. But there is, even with
Munich,
the little better. That's not nice.
I think this guy's like Czech or something.
Yeah, Lance doesn't even know what he's talking about again.
Munich, Germany.
Munich. Yeah.
Come on.
So why would you be mad about that? You're.
Well, there was this little war. It was in the early 1940s, and the Germans killed a bunch of Jews.
Don't put them on
so
mute.
we don't like them.
How many? Like, if I gave you a multiple choice questionnaire,
would you say more than 1 million?
More than 5 million or more than 10 million?
I had a pretty good response earlier about the but some of them died of natural causes, possibly pneumonia,
pre-existing conditions.
Pneumonia, dengue fever.
Yeah. So of those 6 million dead, I would assume due to the Holocaust, it's probably 15 Jews.
Yeah, probably about 12 million died of TB.
15 Jews.
Oh fuck.
That country,
Man, your country's in trouble.
I'm not in your country. No.
We're watching it literally and figuratively burn from this side of the fence.
Yep.
Yeah, well,
that fire could spread up to you.
Yeah,
It could.
I don't think there's a force field around the border to prevent fires.
Build that wall. We've been building that wall.
The force field only works for COVID.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Next.
All right. Borella taking on Silva.
Next.
Oh man, this is gonna be a terrible fight.
Next.
There's a more than a +200 in this fight, so I might end up betting it. But next.
I don't care either. It's
Not even worth it.
the worst fight on the card.
Fair enough.
Kevin Holland. Nope. We got our dude Baeza.
Baeza.
The
Love this
macchiato, caramel macchiato, baby.
This dude's great. I love this guy.
Yes.
He's awesome, and he should be fighting better people. Who is he supposed to fight?
Ozzy Wells. No?
Mickey Gall.
Yeah.
Oh,
he
that
was
would.
supposed to
What was the price on that before I canceled? Like -2,500.
It
Not
was
high enough.
-330 or something.
That
What
is
a
insane.
It opened 170. I'm pretty sure at Bet Online.
-700.
Baeza's got hands for days.
And Mickey Gall is not a fighter.
Does not have hands. Not for
No.
minutes.
No.
He has a
Seconds
rear
even.
naked choke if he can get you down, and that's about it.
I love some Baeza. I don't know who the fuck this bullfrog is, but he's fucked.
What's his nickname?
I don't know his nickname. His nickname
Jeremiah
is
Wells.
there's Jeremiah. Both
Not available, Wells.
Sean got it.
I got it. It was tremendous.
I thought that was
excellent.
good.
Yeah.
The bullfrog. Why is he not nicknamed the bullfrog?
I have no idea.
That's stupid.
He
I'm gonna
should-
fade. I'm fading him because If your name is Jeremiah, how is it not Jeremiah the Bullfrog? Well,
Yeah, might as well just go with it.
Jeremiah.
We need to manage fighters.
What's
I
up?
know.
Needs to happen, 'cause,
We should be able to pick the nickname and the walkout song. Because I could
agree.
make some good combos.
like,
I picked the walkout songs when I worked in baseball at the rookie ball team. We had this really big, giant asshole as a manager. And the one thing that minor league players always like to do is pick their own walkout songs. It's like the only thing they get that's cool when you're in the minor leagues. You play in these shitholes and everything else. But we had this this shithead coach, and he wouldn't let the guys pick their own walkout songs when they went to at bat because he thought it was distracting. So I picked them. Some really good ones, if you could imagine, I picked for these guys.
Oh,
And the Latino guys I didn't know as well, which is like half the team, right? I didn't know them as well, and they couldn't give me any suggestions of what they wanted to play. So every single Latino guy in the team came out to the song Latino Heat
wow.
from WE. Every single one. They came out
Eddie
to the same song.
Guerrero.
yeah.
Yes. So like
Yeah,
half, like, it was,
Eddie.
they'd be like back to back. It'd be like Latino Heat, and the guy would get a hit, and the next would be like Latino.
Nobody ever said anything to you? You're like, can
Wait,
you?
that's fucking rookie ball in Danville, Virginia. I was just lucky they didn't find out I was Jewish.
Out already.
Christ.
That was a good summer. Our coach's name is a guy named Paul. The coach of the team was a guy named Paul Runge, and we looked at him. He thought he was one of those guys in the minor league coaches that thought he was the greatest thing ever. I was in the major leagues and blah blah blah. And we found out he had 8 career home runs. So we used to call him the Ocho every time we needed anything. Look about Paul
Pretty
Runge,
good.
the Rungo, the Ocho. He never understood. He thought it was a compliment.
Hey, 8 more home runs than I've hit in the majors.
The
That's true.
Ocho, baby. The Ocho. That was a fun year. Our pitching coach was best friends with Barry Bonds. So I had that.
So you got the good,
Ooh,
good.
Did you get those good? Is that where you got the forearms from?
I think
I
so.
mean, maybe.
Survived all these years.
Yeah, it was. I walked in one time to the pitching coach. It was a pitching coach, and I walked in his office, and he had hung up the phone. He was actually on with Barry Bonds, and I was like, "You asshole!" I was like, I couldn't talk to him.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say he had like a needle sticking out of his ass or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I
That's what I said.
Yeah,
No, Barry wasn't in Danville, Virginia.
but they
Just
maybe they got to talk it. You know, they got to talk.
That's
it
his
over.
hookup.
Just Doug Henry. Doug Henry was the only one there.
All right, Newson, Miguel Baeza, easy one.
Probably. He's.
Hater.
I'm not picking the other side. I think he's
No,
gonna
not
smash
smart.
pretty good. I don't really know much about this Jeremiah Wells character.
He was a bullfrog.
Bonk.
He's no longer a bullfrog, but he was a bullfrog.
former bullfrog.
Former bullfrog.
He's never been finished. Maybe he can eat it, but
Never
Baeza
fought a
throws
fighter.
heat, so it's a little bit scary.
To be fair, I never fought a fighter like this fella.
No,
Brad.
Yeah, my boy Caramel Macchiato is going to roll here. I don't necessarily know that he's going to get it done super early because that's not really his style. He's pretty patient. He takes his time. He'll take a takedown if he needs to get a takedown. So I kind of like this to go a bit deeper. I think he's going to win easily and win every round if it goes multiple rounds. I was kind of actually looking at the Macchiato man by decision at around plus 400 or the over 1.5 at even money because as Sean said, the Bullfrog's never been finished. So maybe we see a little bit of an extended fight here, but I think Macchiato man dominates.
Ryan Bader, Alex Garcia, Yola Romero,
What are you talking
Tyron
about?
Woodley, MMA All Body team. I think Miguel Baeza is pretty close to being on the MMA All Body team, right?
He's not that jacked, is he?
He's pretty jacked.
Pretty jacked.
Really?
He's
Yeah.
pretty jacked.
Not like he's like ripped. He's not like
He's
Bader.
a pretty good fella.
I mean, Rumble's back.
I think the
it's a
lady
different weight class.
Doesn't
Yeah.
matter. There's only one all body guy. It's
He's
Anthony
not back yet, Lance.
Rumble. Yeah, he is.
There's no fight announced. He's not back.
He's in the USADA testing pool. He's back.
Isn't Brock Lesnar in the USADA testing pool?
Hide your kids. Hide your wives. Rumble's here.
Oh no. That
gonna
might
be
be
great.
Lance, outside of Dvořák, that might be your favorite fighter.
Yep. That is
Probably
true.
number 2.
Jay, I don't know if you're allowed to be on the all body team if your Sherdog picture has you with a shirt on.
Oh, that's not good.
I think that's an automatic disqualification.
Baez is not like gigantic,
He's pretty big.
is he?
He's a thick, handsome man.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
look
he's
at his
not.
Tapology picture. That looks like a thick, handsome man.
He's all right. I'm not putting him. He's not a big, strong guy.
He's early. All body team. I'm not sure there's a big, strong guy. I think it's a different category. I mean, I guess Ealer Latifi would be on the all body team, though.
Yeah, he's big.
Yeah,
He's
definitely.
terrible though.
Fire.
Derek Lewis,
Fire
the Rip team,
He's getting better.
future champ. I have Baeza.
Yeah.
He's gonna punch him in the face a lot,
Nailed it.
and he's gonna hurt him, and that's it. I'm gonna bet him because the line was like not as high as I thought. It was like less than -400. It was like -330.
Yeah, it's around 330,
That seems low
-330.
versus like random dude taking a fight on 3 days notice.
especially for a guy who hasn't lost and actually looks the part and doesn't look like a fraud.
Oh, this guy just said Jeremiah Wells.
I see him Wells. They see a
He's
little
bigger.
fat underneath those muscles. It's fine, Mr. Blackwell.
Oh, I gotta look this up. I'm intrigued.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
That's getting
I don't
happy.
think so.
This guy's this guy. I don't know who this guy is.
Is this like?
Oh shit, this guy's jacked.
Yeah, but he's got
He's
fat.
big.
There's also fat on those muscles.
There is no
No,
fat.
no.
What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
there is.
But he's also a 5'9" welterweight.
Yeah,
Agree.
what makes
So-
him, dude? Have you seen that picture of his poster from the Hard Rock in AC fights? Holy shit, this dude was made in a laboratory.
Do you remember the last guy that Kevin Holland fought?
Yeah.
The Buckley guy.
That
He
guy.
reminds me of
Yeah.
that guy.
Yeah, exactly. Not good for this division.
I'm
This
pretty
Jeremiah
sure
Wells is. Yeah,
this,
he's 10 times
this might be.
bulkier.
He's tiny though.
Baeza's waist is like a 28. This dude can't be. He's not.
That's
all
how
body.
you. That's how you get
Oh,
that
yeah,
nice
we
V
forgot about
taper, though,
Holland
Lance. It's all about the V taper.
Whole world.
To me, Baeza's ripped. He's not this big fuck. He's not a BSG.
he's not little drunk. We know.
Oh, that's who's gonna just
Talk
commit
about him next week. Yeah, that's
a
gonna be,
murder. Munich next week.
That would
Lock
really-
it in.
that would be wonderful. Brad gonna be on that? Ooh.
You guys are crazy.
A little preview. There's gonna be some dissension on next week's show.
The striking gap is too wide here for a little bitch boy.
Man,
Face!
one dude got jabbed to death by fucking
One
Ryan
dude
Hall.
got out almost pretty much outstruck by Kelvin Gastelum for 25 minutes. I'm just saying, beat down. This ain't gonna be close.
Kelvin
Go.
Gastelum fucking strikes
Next.
pretty good with people. He's
Yeah,
a
there's
good
no-
striker.
there's
That's
no-
not really a fucking negative. Gastelum's good on the feet.
You
That's-
get
He's
hit by
gonna
those
get taken
bongs
down.
by
He does
Costa.
stupid
it's-
shit.
You get hit by those shots that Gastelum landed on. Those are by Costa. That's a wrap. Costa,
Yeah, but he's not going to do that. We'll talk about this
Dude,
next
everyone.
week.
You don't know
Yeah.
that.
I
Jesus
said
Christ.
months ago when people are like, "Oh, how is Izzy only -130?" I was like, "Fuck," because Costa's gonna smoke his shit.
He's gonna knock his face. His face.
Yeah.
It's not like knock his head off. His face is gonna come off and just gonna be bones.
Yeah.
Just a skull.
Like in the movie when they slice them with
That's
really sharp swords.
yeah,
it's just
exactly.
Like
That's a champ we want, not some little dancer douchebag, whatever. We want a jacked motherfucker.
Tim, it's okay that you're uncomfortable with your own sexuality. It's all right. This is a safe space.
Yes.
It
It's a
is.
safe space. Yeah.
Is it?
All right, next.
Yeah, there's nothing to say. Baeza wins. Let's move on from that. Main card. This is going to be good. Really good main card.
Card's great.
Kevin Holland taking on the dentist, Darren Stewart. Very good way to start off a main card. This could be chaos. Newson.
I like Holland here. I like him quite a bit. I just don't think Darren Stewart's that good. He held some
There's
wins
Holland.
over some fairly shitty fighters. The Bevan Lewis fight was fucking terrible. I think Holland can do pretty well on the feet. If Stewart gets him down, I think Holland has good enough jiu-jitsu to sweep or maybe even grab something from the bottom. I put him in a parlay, in a 3-unit parlay.
Okay. Brad.
Yeah, I don't think Kevin Holland is all that good. He's all right, but doesn't have any good. He's been in the UFC for a long time, and he doesn't really have any good performances in the UFC. And, got taken down a bunch of times by Thiago Santos. Competitive fights with the shitty Italian dude, and then he's beaten 2 absolute trash cans during quarantine. One of whom is a welterweight. Correct. So now he's actually fighting a middleweight, and he's fighting a middleweight that has decent hands, has a good chin, is willing to clinch up and make fights dirty and boring. And that's not Kevin Holland's style. So I can see Darren Stewart actually getting inside on this one, muscling him around a little bit. I don't necessarily think he's going to get takedowns, but I could see him holding him up against the cage a little bit and just dirty boxing him and maybe winning a decision in this one. So definitely staying away from Holland. I haven't decided if I'm going to be betting Stewart yet, but we're up over plus 200 now, so I might have to just take the shot.
Brad, do you see who UFC signed from KSW?
Poots?
Gamera?
No, who cares?
I thought you were the KSW guy.
Who was it?
Only if it's Poods.
Yeah.
No, it's not Poods.
Poods or nothing.
Poods are bust, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gamera is signed, the champion there. Should be
17-0 or something like that. He's good, but
he is pretty good.
He's like a Marcin Held kind of good.
Ugh, that's not good.
Heel hook city. All right,
Lance. Weirdly enough, I'm Newson is not a Holland guy. I'm a Holland guy. Holland.
But
I don't love this matchup for Kevin Holland. I think Brad said it right. I don't know if Darren Stewart's going to catch him and put him out, which with Holland always possible. Holland throws some like he's trying to do like a capoeira kick and he's just chin flailing. Like I wouldn't be surprised if he got caught, but I think Kevin Holland is okay being in bad situations. He's okay being on bottom. He's okay being pushed against the fence. There's
a lot of conversation going on about sexuality or being comfortable.
You wait to the party.
Yeah. But Lance is just bringing it all up again.
Stewart will push guys against the cage, make it dirty, might even work a takedown. He's gonna stay in his face. He's gonna be close range. And I think if Holland doesn't get a finish here and grab a submission, I don't think he wins this fight. I think if it's going to the cards, it's gonna be Stewart getting the W. And I just hate putting my money on guys who are going to put themselves in bad positions when I think the fight is more than likely going to go to the cards. I like Kevin Holland when I think he's going to grab a neck and put you out. I don't see that happening. I don't think he's going to sub or finish Darren Stewart. So the lean is Stewart, but I don't know. I'm probably just staying away from this altogether.
Stewart lost to Fabinski 2 fights ago.
Because Fabinski was actually willing to out-wrestle him.
Yeah. Sure. The thing with Kevin Holland is he is completely comfortable being in a position that is losing him the fight.
That's true.
He's completely cool with that, and having your money on guys like that is super frustrating for one. But two, that's fine if you're going to get a finish. He's not gonna sub Darren Stewart from his back. He's not going to sub him while getting pushed against the cage. So I don't know. I feel like this is just a close fight, and I could see anything happening.
Yeah, I got both these guys at C-. I agree. I think it's a pretty close fight. I'm a little surprised the numbers as wide as it is. I mean, Holland has a significant size advantage, but he usually does against most fighters. But he also is mentally not as strong as Stewart. Stewart is a smarter fighter. He has the ability to get inside. He can push fighters around. He can even try for a takedown or two. Like he's shown a decent amount of variety. I mean, Holland is dangerous. But he's also cocky and overconfident, and I wouldn't be surprised if he lost 2 rounds and lost his fight. So, I mean, Holland. I mean, just physically more gifted. If Holland should win and should be a small favorite, but at the odds, I mean, I don't think Stewart's a terrible bet at the price. So, but we'll see. Let's move on to Random Markos taking on somebody's baby, Mackenzie Dern.
Where's Dougie at?
Yeah, where's he been? He's an MIA.
Busy man.
I bet he is. Newson.
I don't have a bet on this fight. If it does get closer to -140 for some reason for Dern, I might have to sprinkle. I just don't really want any part of this fight. If Markos stays on the feet, it's going to be a close fight. She might have a little bit better striking. Dern's striking is pretty fucking bad. I think if this gets to the floor, it's a very big cause for concern. So I don't like any bets right now, but I'll pick Dern to get it to the ground and grab a sub.
Bradford.
Yeah, Dern obviously has a big jiu-jitsu advantage if it gets to the ground, but we've seen Markos go to the ground with solid grapplers and survive for the most part. I think she lost one submission a little bit earlier on in her career, but that's the only thing. And honestly, Mackenzie Dern does not have good wrestling. It's a struggle for her to get the fight where she wants to get it. And when she doesn't get the fight where she wants to get it, she just looks completely lost. Striking is terrible. Wrestling, as I said, pretty bad. And then she has excellent jiu-jitsu. And I just think that this is going to stay on the feet. It's going to be a shitty fight for 15 minutes. And Markos is probably going to land one or two overhand rights around, and that might be enough to win her around.
Okay. Lance?
Dern also lost or changed coaches midway through the camp because her husband or boyfriend got in a fight with her head coach. That's a good sign.
Is her head coach or dad?
No.
She'd probably be better off. Wellington Megaton Diaz.
That's right.
I understand where people might like Markos here, because sometimes Dern does have trouble getting it down, but it always does seem like Markos ends up on bottom. Versus everyone she fights, it seems like eventually she's going to get taken down. She's going to get controlled. She might be able to survive, but Dern's just a different kind of animal in this division when she gets on top. When she gets on top, she's probably going to get a finish. And everyone ends up on top versus Markos. They end up getting the fight to the ground, and I think Dern's just going to be too much on the ground, and she does get a submission here, but it wouldn't completely shock me if she can't, and it's just the worst striking match of all time. But I think my gut says Dern's going to get a submission here.
Okay, I got Dern is a C-. Markos is a C-. My problem with Dern is that, well, I mean, she is like all-world submission ability, but she's lost as big-time favorite. Like she struggles on the feet. Like she overthrows. I could see this fight going two ways. I could see somehow going to the ground, and then Dern's just going to be able to dominate from scramble position and sub Markos. Or I could see this fight being on the feet for 15 minutes and Markos just like barely winning a decision. So that's my conundrum on this. I kind of lean towards the finish with Dern, but again, I could totally see Markos getting a decision in this fight. All right, let's see who we got. Here we go. Ryan Spann taking on one of the versions of Johnny Walker. Probably not the good one. All right, Newson.
So after Johnny Walker's little streak where UJ and Wes were pretty pumped on Johnny Walker, I've been fading him. I lost. What's that?
He was exciting.
Yeah, but you guys were pumping his tires way too big.
Well, we missed a fade plan. It happens.
So I lost money against Serkinov, but obviously got money back on Anderson and Krylov. I don't think this dude is that good. He does have a lot of power. He does come out fights really tough, and if you're able to eat it, then usually you can beat him. It's just there's been a lot of guys that haven't been able to eat it. So he's training at SBG Ireland. Man, I gotta fade this guy. Why are you training there? Like, that's a grappling fucking, like, what are we doing here? Ryan Spann, I know he looked terrible against Sam Alvey. I couldn't believe that he wasn't able to put away Alvey, and it ended up being a split decision. I don't think that's going to happen here. I think Walker's going to bring it, and Spann will hopefully be able to take what he's throwing, and then he'll be able to take him down and smash him and grab a sub likely on the ground. So I like Spann here.
All right, Bradford.
Yeah, the thing that doesn't worry me so much about the Alvey fight, where Spann looked like an absolute sack of shit, is that if Johnny Walker gets out of the first couple minutes of this fight, his output is going to be on Sam Alvey's level, but not as dangerous. Like, this guy has no cardio. He's not a threat at all outside of the first couple minutes of the fight. So I could absolutely see Johnny Walker winning this fight. But if he does it, he is going to do it very early, probably under 100 seconds. So if you're going to bet Johnny Walker, like, I know Lance hates taking props and all that sort of shit, but don't bet minus 125 on Johnny Walker. Bet round one at plus 300. Personally, I am going to take the plus money on Ryan Spann because he has more ways to win this fight, and he can actually win it outside of the first couple minutes. So Ryan Spann plus 105 for me.
Lance is going to disagree, and he's going to tell you why.
No, he's going to absolutely agree with the first part of what I said.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm not. I'm in disagreement where I'm not betting on Spann, and I'm picking Walker, but I'm not confident, and I'm not betting. I'm not betting Walker. No, I was never betting on Walker. He's not on my old list over here. But I think he wins, and the reason I'm not betting him, even though I think he wins, is Johnny Walker. But in this fight, I don't know if Spann's going to come in and do the smart thing and just take him down, which is how you beat Johnny Walker quickly. I think they're going to be on the feet for a little bit in that first round, and I think that first round is going to be danger zone. And Spann gets hit. You know, he can get hit, and Johnny Walker, despite his weaknesses with his wrestling and his card and everything else, that dude is about as dangerous as it gets in those first couple minutes. He has outrageous power. He can knock you out with one shot. He's unpredictable. And Spann's not this like dominant wrestler by any means. He's not a good wrestler. He has some good subs when he gets it there, but he's not a dominant wrestler. I don't think it's going to be shoot the first takedown, get Johnny Walker down. I think this fight's going to stay on the feet for a good chunk of time. And, you know, if we look at the guys that, you know, with like Krylov actually has developed okay wrestling and done that in his fights. Like, I just don't think Spann's gonna be able to take him down that easy, and I think he's gonna be in danger. So I'm picking Johnny Walker here by knockout.
Walker got knocked out by Corey Anderson.
Yeah, Walker got knocked out by Anderson and then out wrestled by Krylov.
Yeah, but Corey Anderson is now the number one contender in the best 205-pound division in the world.
It's true.
Wow.
No lies.
Yeah, I saw it. It was on my Twitter.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wait, which organization is he in? Because I'm not sure if you're talking about Bellator or the UFC anymore.
I think it's a World Series of Fighting.
Oh.
Risen. The Risen 205.
PFL?
No, that's not a thing.
Oh, it's over? Oh, I forgot. All right. Let's see. Ryan Spann C, Johnny Walker D plus. This is fair. Johnny Walker is about Brad said 100 seconds. I'm going to say 90 seconds. He's a 90-second guy. He's extremely wild, but he is opportunistic, and he has the ability to flash KO guys. This is what he's done. He's done it a few times. He built a reputation on that, and that's where Spann has to kind of survive those first 90 seconds. Spann is a meat and potatoes UFC light heavyweight. He can grapple. I would say he's a BSG. He's not great, but he's solid. And solid is enough, I think, against Johnny Walker. You just got to evade those first 90 seconds. And then after that, Walker is not going to have the gas tank to kind of do anything. Then Spann will mix in takedowns, pushing up against the cage, slow the fight up, and he's going to dominate the fight from there on out. So survive the first 90 seconds, and you win the fight going away. I mean, I think Spann's probably the best bet on the card. Especially and live is definitely an opportunity. If you want to skip that and just wait till the end of round 1, you can probably get any price you want.
Yeah, like minus 350 on Spann.
Well, that's a winner, isn't it?
After round 1, yeah, but
Or you can just bet it live at like 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the first round if you have live betting options. So
Andrew Nixon did make a good point for this. He said, "I wish Walker would only fight complete scrubs." It's a good point. Walker's so
Be a lot
fucking
more
exciting.
entertaining.
Why?
absolutely.
And he's lost 2 in a row. Why are they not like? Yeah, he's got to move up. But why is he not fighting like the worst dude on the roster in this fight?
yeah, why is he fighting a guy who makes sense that could easily beat him?
He should be fighting Sam Alvey.
Yeah, they want him. Yeah, exactly.
He might even win a decision against Sam Alvey.
He's like that, who's the other guy? Mikel Pereira, like another guy who's got a lot of flash. Like, yeah, you just want guys to entertain, just be like showmen.
And they gave him a guy that he could style on his last fight, and it was a pick'em.
Yeah,
And he got dummied.
That was great. That was the easiest bet I've won all month.
yeah, that was not smart odds making. All right, let's. We got a couple more fights to break down. We have, Meerschaert taking on everybody. It looks like Dana's new wonder child, Chechen. Sweet.
Man, these guys suck so much.
Who's they?
These
Russian.
like Dagestani guys that think they're super tough because they live in some country with a warlord that they all love because they're all a bunch of racists.
They have nothing better.
Like-
It's tough love, tough life, Brad. We can't compare.
This guy's Swedish, Brad. Come on now.
Brad, how
He's
can you,
not
Brad, how can you
Swedish.
compare it to that sweet old life you got up in the maple syrup land?
Yeah, I'm not trying to fight in the UFC. I'm smarter than that, Jay.
I like money.
I guess we all are.
There's a reason that I talk about this shit instead of doing this shit.
Yeah, and make a livable wage.
Yeah.
I really wanted to fade Hazmat here. He's so fucking hyped up. I'm probably gonna lose money on him
Oh boy.
along the way. I just don't know if Meerschaert is the guy to do it. Meerschaert, I know Lance talked about earlier. Holland accepts bottom. I think Meerschaert is going to accept bottom. I don't know. There's these guys that are really tough on top. I don't know if he can grab a sub from the bottom. In a different matchup where a guy has a little bit better wrestling and is not content to lay on his back and try to throw up subs, I would like to fade Hazmat, but I don't know if that's here. I'll pick Hazmat. He probably smashes. Meerschaert also coming off a fucking knockout, which isn't great, so that kind of just adds to it.
Brad.
Yeah. I want to fade this guy at some point. I don't think this is the time to do it. However, he's actually fighting a real fighter for the first time in his career. And we're still getting him priced in terms of like totals and rounds and stuff like that. Like he's fighting the John Phillipses and Reese McKees of the world. His game is to take guys down and work them over on the ground. And Meerschaert can grapple. Even if he's going to be on the bottom and be losing the fight, he's not going to get put in a position where he's just getting absolutely smashed on like those other guys because he knows how to grapple. He knows how to defend himself. So I'm looking at the over 1.5 here. It's even money. And I think that Meerschaert probably makes it to a decision in this one. But even if he doesn't, I think it's going to take Hazmat more than a round and a half to get him out of there. So I'm taking a little bit on the over, and I'm hoping that this has a little fatties element to it.
Lance, do you see a fatties element to this fight?
Possibly. I'm going to lose money on this fight.
You're betting the Meerschaert?
I have to, man. Like I have to. Meerschaert has some dangerous subs, and we haven't seen anyone make Brandon Russian number 7 work.
It's not random now.
We haven't seen random Russian number 7 against anyone.
Yeah, we haven't anyone good for one, but we haven't seen anyone even make him work whatsoever. Like the first two fights, it's literally no one even trying to do something, no one trying to get up, no one trying to throw up subs, no one being able to strike with him, like any of that. Meerschaert isn't that guy. He's not the greatest, but he's going to give you a fight. He's going to try things. He's going to try subs. He's going to make you work. He's going to throw punches. He's going to be dangerous from the bottom. And I think in this fight, like we've never seen what's his face go deep it. Like he's never been to a third round in his career. We don't know how that gas tank is going to handle if it's an actual fight, if it's not a one-sided beatdown. And I think Meerschaert gives him something a little different. I think he's looking past Meerschaert as well. And this is a young kid, and I think the hype is going to get to him, and I don't know how he's going to look. I really don't. Is this his first time in the U.S., right?
Yep.
So there's a lot.
Fight Island.
There's a lot of factors. This is so far and away the best guy he's ever fought. It's not even close. And I think this is a good test. This is a very good test for him. But he's facing a very good finisher, a pretty tough guy, a guy who's going to move forward, a guy who's going to try and not lay there and die. So I think plus 320. I think it's worth the stab going Meerschaert here.
Yeah.
If he wins this one, it's supposed to be Maia, right?
Yep.
Maia subs him, right?
Does he?
That's what I'm thinking. He wins a decision here. He has to work harder than he's ever worked in a fight, and then Maia out cardios him, as Maia is known to do,
Cardio
and
master.
subs him in the second or third round.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
So
All right.
He's also fighting at 85 when he probably should be fighting at 70.
yeah, he's going to
Meer-
be.
Not sure.
Meerschaert's not big. Meerschaert's not a big dude.
No, it's
No.
real too.
No, but
He's going to be small.
Meerschaert's gonna beat the fucking shit out of this guy, and we're never gonna hear his name again.
That would be
that's what you're
wonderful.
hoping for, Lance.
How
I
great is
understand.
if Meerschaert knocks him out in like a minute in? What does Dana do?
He sits there and
moves on. And
Rise
says,
McKee rematch, baby. Main event of Fight Island.
Donald wins the following fight, and then you can start over with him. I got Chimaev B- and Meerschaert C-. Here's the issue with Meerschaert in this fight is he's facing a guy who's dominant and a dominant offensive wrestler. Meerschaert is easy to take down, like one of the easiest guys in this division to take down. I think he's going to be able to break through the guard, and I think he's going to overwhelm Meerschaert. That's the issue. I think this matchup actually works out very well for Chimaev. In fact, I don't think the subs are going to be that much of a danger because he's going to break right through them, and the rest going to be forced to stop this fight early.
Guy has 23 career subs, and they're going to be playing on the ground the whole time. Not even a risk.
I think he's going to break through the guard. I think he's going to be over. I think it's going to be too much for him. I really
Meerschaert armbar round 1.
do it. Lance.
3,000.
Do it when you come back.
He's going to go for a lazy pass, and we're going to see an armbar.
I don't
Right,
think
Brad?
this guy has lazy passes.
Yeah, I don't think so either, Lance.
He's literally been
We haven't
fighting the
seen it.
worst humans on. It's basically we've never seen him fight. We watched some sparring matches when he
Okay,
fought
let's see.
a guy who just walked in the gym for the first
See,
time.
Lance.
The two guys he's faced so far don't even know what a guard is.
That's fair. That is
It's a
true.
different fight. Meerschaert by sub is like plus 700, by the way.
So bet it.
No, I'm just gonna bet
No,
it
it's
straight,
only
'cause I think
plus,
Meerschaert can
it's
knock
got
him out.
bet. It's got bet. It's only plus like
That'll be
550
wild.
now.
Yeah,
Really?
I think this is the one where people
645.
jump in on his
525.
on his opponent.
Refresh it.
Next one, they're gonna be like, no, we believe in this hazmat Chimera guy,
This guy's
I-
a doofus.
I-
and then Maya's gonna beat him as like a plus 400.
I really think this matchup works out well for him. I don't think they would have booked it otherwise.
Yeah, the UFC is really good at not wrecking prospects earlier in
Yeah,
their career by putting
great
them
at
down.
building
do that
prospects.
We just talked about Johnny Walker. Remember that?
Well,
They put him against
he was
his
a
third
mover.
UFC.
He
His
had 1
third
minute.
UFC
He had 1 minute of ability. That's the
Well,
problem.
The problem is they put him against Corey Anderson at that point, which could have been maybe the worst matchup humanly possible for Johnny Walker, which then made him try to change his style and change fight camps, which fucked his career.
Yeah, his career is toast. All right, co-main event: Donald Cerrone, Cowboy, not even Cowboy, taking on the Deco Price, Mr. Random Finishes. This is probably fight of the night. Newson?
Fuck, man. I have money on Cowboy Cerrone and
All right, a real American hero.
He's been fighting very good people. Other than, I mean, Pettis is okay. That was a pretty close fight. I think it could have went either way.
Yeah.
I know Nico Price looked good against Luque. He was able to hit him a lot. I think that's more of Luque's defensive problems. Price does throw hard, and Cowboys' durability has wore down quite a bit recently. So it is concerning. I think Cowboy has more ways to win. I think he can strike for a decision. I think if he uses his wrestling a bit, that would be a good idea. Tire out tire out Price. I just think he has more ways to win, but I couldn't bet anything big. I just took him for a unit at plus 140.
Okay, Brad.
Yeah, this is a weird one for me to call because if Donald Cerrone loses to Nico Price,
It's over.
that would be the worst fighter that he's ever lost to in his career. Like, ever. Including Nate Diaz, who's terrible, as Sean knows. So I struggle because he's a better striker. He's a better grappler. Price is going to be bigger, and he's going to come forward and maybe have a little bit more power. Is that enough to beat Cerrone at this point?
Probably has a better chin, too, at this point.
Nico Price doesn't have a great chin.
Yeah,
and it's not like Cerrone's been getting knocked out by guys with no power.
True.
So I think that Cerrone can take a shot, and once this settles into a fight, which it will at some point, it's not just going to be like a constant stream of wild exchanges or anything like that. Once it settles into a fight, whether it's standing or on the ground, Cerrone's got the advantage. So I've got to side with Cerrone here, but I do not feel comfortable at all with it.
Okay. Lance?
Yeah. This is tough. Like, Cowboy's better everywhere. As Brad said and Newson said, he's better everywhere. He's the better striker, technical striker. If he uses wrestling, I would feel extremely confident. If his goal was to wrestle him and get a submission, and he was actually going to do that, I would love Cowboy, and I would put a massive bet on him. But Cowboy doesn't do that. Cowboy's going to stand with him. He is going to stand right in front of him, and he's going to strike with him. Being the better striker, I could see it like a bunch of the other old Nico Price fights. He's getting his ass kicked. He's getting thrown around the cage. Nico gets dropped 3 times. He's getting his fucking ass kicked, and then boom, it's over. This dude has crazy power. Like, they had this video the other day, UFC posted or something on Twitter, and it showed like 5 of his knockouts in a row. Everyone was drastically different, and everyone was one shot. And like, this dude just has crazy power, and I don't know if Cerrone can take that. And I also don't like Cerrone up in weight. I don't think that's, some people liked it, but like, he just seems, the last couple of fights at least, he seems soft. He seemed a little bit softer than normal, and I don't know if he's training as much. And I think a guy like Cowboy needs more guys around him when he's training. So I don't know. With all that said, I think you have to bet Cowboy here until we see that chin crack versus a bad guy with big power. Like, is his technical striking so much better where he doesn't get in a situation where he gets caught? Can he use his wrestling and be smart about this? At a dog price, I think it's worth a stab.
Okay. I got Cerrone C+, Nico Price a C. Nico Price, I think, has been lucky more than good, but sometimes being lucky is better than being good. He's been opportunistic and taking advantage of situations, but I still think Cerrone is a more competent fighter. He's well-rounded. He's certainly getting older, and that's certainly an issue, but I just think he's still better than Nico Price. I'm not like super confident in it, but I think he's better. I'm a little surprised at the price. I'm surprised it's not at least a pick 'em. Getting Cerrone plus 150 is still Still, I mean, it's pretty or plus 130. I'm sorry, but still a good opportunity here, and probably one of the better opportunities, from an odds perspective on this card. Let's go to the main event. Colby Covington taking on Tyron Woodley. Is Colby going to take off the suit and actually get in the cage, or is he still campaigning? Newson.
This is going to be quick. This should be a pretty one-sided fight. Woodley's not going to pull the trigger no matter what he says. And Covington has the style with volume and wrestling to completely shut down Woodley. Woodley's only been finished once by Nate Marquardt, so I don't think he'll get finished here. He's shown to have a pretty damn good chin. So it's going to be Covington by decision. Likely very wide. I put him in that parlay, that 3-unit parlay with Holland at minus 115.
Okay. Brad.
I don't know what Sean's talking about. Woodley's gonna slang them thangs in this fight. He told me so. He said so. He's
got nothing to lose.
Yeah, he guaranteed it. He's gonna do it this time. Unlike the other times that he also guaranteed it and then didn't throw any punches. Covington's gonna come forward and he's just gonna overwhelm Woodley with volume. There is the slight possibility that Woodley actually throws something in there and lands it on Covington. But even if he does that, like, Covington's got a pretty good chin. He can stand up to taking some shit. And I think he can do that against Woodley. So I think that he's going to win. And I think there is some potential for a stoppage here. Over 5 rounds with a guy putting that much volume on Tyron Woodley, who doesn't have great cardio to begin with and is in quarantine and fought not so long ago. And I think if Covington really puts it on him, he can even get him down to the ground and just sort of get a ground and pound, no answer kind of stoppage late in this fight, round 4, round 5, something like that. So I wouldn't be shocked to see Covington get like a kind of cheapy TKO stoppage here.
Has been 4 years since he finished someone.
Wow, that is a lot. All right, Lance.
Yeah, I'd be pretty surprised if we saw a stoppage here. Woodley is one of the harder guys to put away you'll find, and Covington is obviously not a guy with power. But this is a 38-year-old Woodley who hasn't looked anything like himself his last 2 fights. The Till fight was now over 2 years ago, where I think that was also a style. That was a perfect style matchup for Woodley. And some fights before that, Woodley, he didn't look good. You look at the Maia fight, the Thompson fights. Really, the last time Woodley looked really good outside of that Till fight, which was stylistic, was the Robbie Lawler fight when he got that. Since then, Woodley has not looked good. He's skated by on every single fight. And I think the thing with Colby is, and he's going to push him. He is going to push him from bell to bell. He is going to be on his face, right there, throwing strikes. He's not going to stop throwing strikes. And I think Colby's off a little bit of a layoff, but I don't worry about Colby's cardio and his striking and what he's going to do in this fight. Woodley's not going to be able to take Colby Covington down. And I think the first couple rounds, we might see some moments where we get a little bit worried if Woodley throws a big strike and lands something or whatever can happen. But I think after those, 10 minutes with Colby is kind of like a 5-round fight. And once you get into that 3rd round, he is just going to overwhelm him with strikes. And we could see a mercy stoppage. Think of the last 10 rounds that Woodley has fought. Just getting his shit pushed in. Getting hundreds of strikes getting landed on his face. And whatever those guys landed in those last 2 fights, Colby's probably going to land double those. And you might see something late in the 4th or 5th where maybe Woodley just gets – this is his last fight if he loses, in my opinion. Woodley might just quit. So that's enough. This guy is just beating the shit out of me. So like Colby a lot here. I would have liked to see this fight 2 years ago, at least before the Burns fight, because 2 years ago we're getting Colby at plus 200 in this fight, and now we're not. But I still think the line's crazy. If you had told me a year ago that Colby Covington would be minus 350 versus Woodley, I would have called you crazy. But here we are, and he's deserving.
That's chaos, baby.
Yep.
I got Covington an A, Woodley a B. The guys are right. This is a volume fight, and Woodley rarely throws, and Covington's going to throw like 5x strikes as Tyron Woodley. And it's going to get like that number is just going to widen over the course of the fight. Covington's got one of the best gas tanks in the welterweight division and maybe all of MMA. He puts on a relentless pace, and that's basically the exact opposite of what Woodley wants. It's going to be a real struggle for him. Unless he lands one of his like Hercules bombs, like in the first like 2 or 3 minutes of this fight and finishes Covington like super quick. I really see that's like the only way to him winning this fight. The 5 rounds makes it even harder for him, and I don't even think it would matter because I don't see how Woodley wins more than 1 round in this fight. This is a bad matchup for him. End of story. That does it.
Does it?
I think so.
Let's Lance. What's your with U.S. Open coming up? Who's your?
I was alluding to the fact that they're going to add like 6 more fights before weigh-ins, and then 17 fights are going to drop off.
Are they going to be like 6 replacement fights and just mix the fighters together, or what's going to happen though?
Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? They love.
That's the real drama.
That's why you can't have a consensus bet this week, because we know whatever we decide is just going to get canceled anyway.
Yep.
It sounded like the consensus was Cerrone. Just saying, if you go by the breakdowns.
Kind of did.
Should have been Spann, but Lance, yeah.
Sweet. My U.S. Open pick, and then I think that's good. I hate this pick. I hate the guy I think going to win because he's my least favorite. Who?
He's saying Rom.
Yeah.
Your second least favorite guy.
Who's my second least favorite?
I thought you hate Matsuyama, I thought.
I just think he sucks at golf. I don't hate him. I nothing him.
You don't like the Sam juice at all.
No, and if you do want to, and I haven't looked tonight, but bet against Bryson in every matchup you can find would be my advice on how to bet this from the matchup wise. You can also get Bryson misses cut, I think at plus 250. That's also worth a stab. The rough at Winged Foot is the worst rough on earth. It is devastating, over par, which it could easily win this week. And you win this course at this U.S. Open by staying in the fairways and being a really good putter. Bryson has said that his goal is to hit the ball as long as possible and not worry about the rough. That does not work. You cannot power out of Winged Foot, and I think he is going to have quite the day. You have to hit fairways at Winged Foot or you're dead. So take a look at those matchups as well.
So accuracy off the tee is the most critical component.
Everything's critical at a U.S. Open. You got to be a great putter on fast greens. Guys are just good U.S. Open putters, or you're not. You're either good at that style where you're basically putting on a driveway, or you're not. But it's a non-starter if you can't hit fairways in a U.S. Open. I think with Rahm, he does great at tough courses. His driver's been great. He's been hitting fairways, and he plays inside himself. And also, bunkers are really important, and Rahm's the best bunker player on earth.
Oh, shit.
And I hate him.
Heard it here first.
I hate him so much. He's my least favorite player.
Huh?
Better than Phil?
Out of the sand? Oh, prime Phil?
Yeah, right now. Yeah,
right now,
right now, Rahm is Phil's still one of the best creative short games on tour. Like if you're in a weird spot between trees and some weird angles, but like a straight bunker shot, Rahm is second to none right now. And I think his form's great, loves these hard courses. And I really like Rahm this week. I actually feel like DJ is going to falter.
I think that's probably true. How does Tiger do this week?
He can't hit a green, or he can't hit a fairway. I wouldn't bank on him. If I had to pick someone else, I really like Xander this week as well. Great at putting on U.S. Open courses.
He's in the hunt. He'll be in the hunt. Always kind of is.
253 next week. A good card.
This is a good card.
All the names that you're throwing out there, like Bryson, Xander, it sounds like you're breaking down a lacrosse game. It does.
Caucasian as fuck.
Bryson's massive. That's a big, strong guy right there.
Not in the right way.
He'd probably be a good close defender. Maybe a face-off guy.
Oh yeah.
He put on 75 pounds of muscle during quarantine.
Most important in collegiate lacrosse is your face-off guy. Every time you're on a power play, every single time you score.
Bryson's been hitting 400-yard drives.
Yeah, but where are they going to land?
In this
When's
course,
he
in the
gonna
rough.
start using that 48-inch shaft?
Yeah. Yep. He's gonna. Yep. He wants to see how far he can go. And like the funny thing is, that's gonna work. That style will work at 80% of courses on the tour. He'll be in the hunt a lot. It does not work at U.S. Opens. It doesn't work at majors in general. Really, it does not work. U.S. Opens U.S. Open is my favorite golf tournament of the year every year.
Yeah, I like plus golf. It's fun.
Yeah.
So wait.
All right, cool. Thanks for joining us. We'll see how this card goes. Should be good. And then next week, should be
Dissension.
a fierce breakdown with dissension.